Hi children, it's story time, and today I've picked the Cross Rabbit. Have a little look at the picture and see if you can guess why I've chosen this story. That's right, it's got snow on it. I hope you've been able to enjoy some snow today. It was a bright, cold winter's day. Snow had fallen in the night, and now everything in the park had been turned into a guessing game. It looks wonderful, said Percy, the park keeper, but it makes a lot of work. Standing next to Percy was a rather old and cross-looking rabbit. Well, quite so, said the rabbit. But now, what about these mice? They're making a dreadful nuisance of themselves. He doesn't look very happy, does he? Percy found it hard not to laugh when he saw what was making the rabbit so cross. The mice were having great fun. Percy began to chuckle, but quickly turned the chuckle into a cough. After all, this was no fun for an old rabbit who only wanted to curl up and sleep through the cold weather. Can you see the little mice? Now come along, you mice, said Percy. You must go and play somewhere else. And he added, try to stay out of mischief. The mice looked very disappointed. Slowly they walked away, dragging their toboggans behind them. The old rabbit said thank you to Percy, then disappeared into his burrow. Can you work out what they're using for their toboggans? Toboggans is another word for a sledge. That's right, they're using the leaves, aren't they? Percy got on with clearing the snow. It was hot work, even in the cold weather. First he took off his cap, then his scarf, and then even his gloves. Percy worked hard all morning. He mopped his brow again and looked at his work. Very good, he said to himself. I think I deserve a spot of lunch. You do get hungry after you've been out in the snow. It's nice to have a nice hot chocolate. Percy reached for his bag and pulled out a flask. That's funny, he said. I'm sure I put the cup on the top this morning. I know. I'll have my yoghurt first and drink from the empty carton. Percy took out a strawberry yoghurt and began to rummage through his bag. That's odd, he said. No spoon. Can you guess where his spoon and his cup might have gone? I think one of the animals might have pinched it, do you? It was a strange lunch. A lid was missing from a small box of dates, and the bottom half of one of Percy's cheese rolls had disappeared. And Percy was sure he had packed an orange, but there was no sign of it now. It was all very puzzling. It felt colder to Percy as he went back to work. He reached for his scarf and his cap, but now they had disappeared too. Dear, oh dear, he's losing all his things, isn't he? This is most peculiar, said Percy. Then, as he gazed around looking for his cap and scarf, Percy was amazed to see his gloves walking off by themselves. I must be dreaming, said Percy. I'd like to be dreaming, said a cross voice. It was the old rabbit again. Those mice are making a terrible noise. Would you speak to them, please? And with that, the rabbit stomped off and Percy followed. Oh dear. I wonder who's pinching those gloves. Did you work it out? Look, said the rabbit. Percy looked. The mice had been very busy indeed, and they were having a marvellous time. Hello, Percy, they called, but suddenly they looked worried. You're not going to tell us to stop, are you? Percy glanced at the old rabbit. Well, no, he said to the mice. We just wondered if you could have a marvellous time a little more quietly. The mice cheered. We'll try, they squeaked loudly. And can you see all of Percy's missing things? Looks like they've even made some little tunnels there inside the snowman. That looks like fun. And then they're sliding down his body, round and round, on the cup. Have you made a snowman? Come on, said Percy to the rabbit. I think I've got some cotton wool in my bag. A little in each ear should do the trick. And there he is. He's solved the problem, hasn't he? With a bit of cotton wool in those ears, the rabbit should be able to get a nice sleep. Hope you enjoyed that story, and I hope you've enjoyed the snow today too. Bye for now.